like a good story? Well, if you're serious about finding the best storage unit for your valuable tools, you need to hear the story these boxes tell. You'll recognize the characters here. Comparable size contenders within the premium class. They're all new units, straight from the authorized representatives, because that's the honest way to run a test. And that's what we're going to do. Test them, one against the other. You'll see the results, and you'll see that you don't have to take our word for it when we say there is a difference. There won't be any question who to call when you want strength and quality in your corner. I'm going to start this story by giving away the ending. There isn't a safer, smarter, stronger, more secure, and better engineered tool storage system made in the world today than Snap-on. Now, I didn't say made in the USA today because this would turn into a very short story. See, you can't put made in the USA on your product unless you can prove it. And you sure don't get to fly that flag if you can't prove it. Could that be why Matco had to pull the label from their box? Busted. See, Snap-on Master Series boxes are made at our manufacturing plant in Algona, Iowa, with American-made components. So we get to say, made in USA. And Mac has to sneak by with made in USA from US and Global Components. Craftsman and Cornwell, I guess they're taking the fifth. You know what else is missing from those labels? Patent numbers. You know, like you see on the Snap-on label. Why is that a big deal? Our emphasis on design and innovation has kept us way ahead of the pack for 85 years, and that's why we have patent protection around the globe. We lead, they follow, and follow is just a nice way to say copy. If it wasn't for our global patent protection, the other guys would be on the phone with their suppliers around the world looking to knock off cheap imitations. It's a big responsibility being an engineer here at Snap-on, designing and testing for the whole industry, but we take that responsibility very seriously. We design, build, and test every product before we release it into the market. There's no reason you should do our testing for us. Too bad everyone doesn't feel that way. Last time we released a comprehensive comparison between Snap-on and our competitors, some of the other guys redesigned their product lines. But you gotta hand it to them, they must save a bundle on engineering. So we're all set?
Yeah.
We're gonna begin our testing with this Matco box. Notice that the application of a car crusher creates measurable failures in structural integrity. So, what did this test reveal? Nothing. So, why did we do it? Well, two reasons. First, because it was fun. I mean, how often do you get to play with a car crusher? But the second reason, the main reason, was to make a point. Tool storage boxes don't typically fail because you throw them in a car crusher. They fail because they can't stand up to everyday use. So we've designed tests that simulate actual use, tests that are honest, repeatable, and scientific. So we can look at tool storage issues without the theatrics, okay? Oh, we gotta see that one more time. Sweet. The basic challenge, you need a place to store your tools. Of course, if capacity is the only issue, a big metal box on wheels will do. But no, you also need convenience and organization. Snap-on gives you both, with the right combination of squares and cubes. At first glance, the other guys may appear to be bigger, but there's a trade-off. the ratio of overall size to actual usable space. We like to call it storage efficiency. You probably won't hear the other guys even talk about it. Usable storage is inside the drawers, you know, where you put your tools. Unusable storage is like the Matco center shelf, the only shelf I know of that you can't store anything on. Why is it so important? Because you can only put your tools in the usable space. Snap-on has more cubes of usable space than Matco. No surprise there. Snap-on also has more squares than Mac. Now check this out. Both Mac and Matco suck up a lot more shop space. What do they do with all those cubes? Take a look at the unusable space within their boxes. Both Mac and Matco waste about 35% more space than Snap-on. In fact, they waste more space than they allow you to use. A lot more. These whopping big competitors seem to want you to store their box, not your tools. Snap-on? More storage, less floorage, you might say. And look here. Despite having way less storage space, the Matco box weighs nearly 20% more than Snap-on. You work way too hard than to have to drag that kind of dead weight around. When you push a Snap-on toolbox, you're pushing more tools, less box. I'm afraid this comparison is going to start with a first-round knockout. It's the old 1-2. There's only one tool storage unit with two full-width top drawers. Snap-on's extended cab. Why are we the only ones with this advantage? Don't know. Well, Matco couldn't fit one because of this big chunk of structural steel. But the other guys, we just don't know. Anyway, our 3-inch drawer is perfect for wrenches and long-handled tools, like pry bars. Our 5-inch drawer is ideal for the power tools you use most, or sockets, even deep sockets. Stand them right up. With this second set of slides that comes standard, you can pack this 5-inch drawer with 454 pounds of heavy metal. Now, to be fair, that's not a Snap-on exclusive. The slides on these other boxes, well, okay, wait. The slides on these three fellas have similar load ratings, but that's at the edges. What about in the middle of the drawer? Over here, 4 hefty stiffeners. Obviously, Snap-on can take the weight. Mac, they've got 3. Matco, only 2. But that's better than Craftsman and Cornwell. So what do you do if you're worried that your full-width drawer is poorly supported and that it might sag and rub? Well, Craftsman threw in this wheel, and Cornwell added adjustment cams so you can fix the sagging they seem to expect. Interesting approach. Matco went with cute little nylon bumpers and a full-width divider that splits their top drawer side to side. You gotta figure it's there for support. It's sure not for convenience. You gotta give this round to Snap-on, the 1-tool storage unit with 2 full-width top drawers. Snap-on's extended cab. When you get into the details of drawer design, side-by-side comparisons become difficult. For instance, drawer releases. Everyone's got something. Well, okay, except Mac. Matco uses up and down. Cornwell uses spring clips. Craftsman mixes it up. Some of this, some of that. What does Snap-on use? Common sense. Pull forward quick disconnect. And we're the only ones with hold forward ball bearing retainers for clean and easy replacement. So why are drawer disconnects a big deal? First, I think it says something about our attention to detail. And second, well, frankly, you know best how to arrange your drawers. So we built in options for you to do just that. We put our slide mounts on 2-inch centers, consistently top to bottom. And any drawer 4 inches or deeper will accommodate double slides to double your capacity because we know the drawer can handle it. Loaded right up to that maximum capacity rating, the drawer action remains smooth and easy. We offer an industry-high 16 drawer size choices, so you can build your dream box. The other guys, a mixed bag. Some Matco drawers are on 2-inch centers, some on 3-inch. You can't always add extra slides to boost load capacity. Mac, they're on 2-inch centers, just like us, but they don't have the same drawer selection. Their slides aren't as beefy, and extras are only allowed on a couple of drawers. Craftsman drawers are on 1-inch centers, so there might be an opportunity to reconfigure the unit. If there were drawer options. We can't find any. You're stuck with the factory configuration of drawers. And Craftsman slides are 1/3 thinner than Snap-on slides. Cornwell, like their Craftsman brothers, are on 1-inch centers, again with limited drawer options. They've already double slided the drawers they could, but even then, they can't match our load capacity. There are some arenas where it's fair to go toe-to-toe, like drawer pulls. Working men have some big hands, so in this case, size matters. Another fair comparison is overall structural integrity. In sheet metal work, bends equal strength. Snap-on uses a one-piece welded-on drawer front with, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bends. Open bends are better than rollovers. As a matter of fact, this Matco 45-degree acute bend is pretty good. So with a nice strong bend, why does Matco deflect like that? Because structural integrity has many dimensions. Look at this Snap-on drawer with a deep back flange and strong open hems front to back on the sides. No comparison. So as you can see, in the drawer design arena, it's almost always apples to oranges. Unless it's apples to lemons. Drawers are designed to fight gravity. That is, to support weight, a force directed straight down. But the case that encloses and supports the drawers encounters forces in several directions. That's the reason case construction and weld joint design and total weld count are so important. When it comes to the total number of welds, you can count on the market leader, Snap-on. But sheer numbers don't tell the whole story. Proper weld joint design is just as important. Take a look at these samples. Both high-quality welds that you've come to expect from Snap-on. In our tests, it took up to 10 times the force to tear this one apart. Weld placement needs to be designed to take advantage of that strength. Guess which one is integrated into the top panel of a Snap-on unit? Our top panel has full perimeter support, resting front, back, and sides on a return flange, our standing seam design. When a top chest or work surface is loaded, our perimeter welds are loaded in their strongest condition. Exceptional strength is designed in. Here's how Mac, Matco, Craftsman, and Cornwell all attach their top work surfaces. What's called a double exposed edge. 2 metal sheets lined up and spot welded together. Now, you gotta wonder why the other guys would settle for a design like that. My guess is it's cheap and it's easy. As strong as our perimeter is, the middle has to stand up too. We rely on a pair of strategically located Z-stiffeners that are over 2 inches tall, running side to side. Matco uses these cute 3/4 inch hat channels that are comparatively weaker than our Z-stiffener. Mac uses hat channels too. They're big, thick channels that appear impressive, but look at this. For some reason, they stop well short of the back wall. Cornwell and Craftsman use nearly identical designs to support their top. They call it a roll cage. Understanding the weakness of this design is child's play. Weight applied to the top is transferred down. Okay, you see their problem. Remember this illustration? It shows the forces involved in racking. That's the tendency for a parallelogram to collapse. Unfortunately, that parallelogram, their roll cage, supports their top and all the weight of the drawers. Now, Matco tries to fight the racking forces by welding in this big center shelf that doesn't store any tools. But it seems that they misunderstand the physics of it. Snap-on relies on scores of well-designed joints and well-placed welds to transfer forces through full-height inside panels, reinforced with Z-stiffeners along multiple flanges through various stiffeners and supports. The single most important support being corner gussets. They supply both strength and flexibility and allow our unit to resist failure due to racking forces. So let's frame up the challenge with a simple test on a frame straightener. If our engineers have gotten it right, we should be able to apply measured force. Release it, and the box should bounce back. First, we tested the Snap-on unit. The Snap-on unit deflected but didn't deform. That's real strength. Now, using the same rig, we applied similar forces to the competition. First, the Mac. Mac exhibited some racking, and the side started to crumple. Now Matco. Matco had more obvious racking and twisting. Also notice how the side severely deformed. Cornwell and Craftsman couldn't even take the same force. How about Cornwell? Cornwell showed severe racking, twisting, and the bottom caster skid support tore and broke loose. Finally, Craftsman. No surprise, Craftsman showed similar failures to Cornwell. Plus, the sidewall deformed. Ooh, kind of reminds me of the old car crusher. Chalk one up for the Snap-on engineers. Here at Snap-on, we've got a little problem. Our boxes last like forever. And the reason that's a problem is that it makes testing difficult. We don't have 30+ years to test our product in an actual setting. So we had to invest in some equipment to accelerate aging.